So, as you may or may not know, I have been self-diagnosed autistic for some time now, and that has been a revelation and been really, really affirming for me. But very, very recently, I've actually been officially medically diagnosed as autistic at the age of 42. So, very late diagnosis, but I'm thrilled, and not thrilled, like, yay, thrilled to be autistic, but just thrilled because for me it was important to get a medical diagnosis because, well, one, I'm doing this channel, so for me, talking about something but not 100% having that backing of the medical diagnosis, even though I knew I was autistic, or I am autistic, it just feels like you have a bit more clout when you are actually medically diagnosed. So that was a big reason, but the main reason was really just for me, for myself, just for that validation, for that affirmation that I'm not going mad, I am autistic, I can trust how I feel because I've always felt I was autistic, but now I know for sure that I am. So what does that mean anyway? So, okay, I'm being diagnosed as autistic. I'm 42 years old. What's going to change? Well, not a lot actually. But what you can do when you start to understand that you're autistic, whether you're self-diagnosed or whether you are medically officially diagnosed, is start to advocate for yourself. And I don't mean you have to go around telling everyone. Of course you can, if that's what you want to do. But you can start making accommodations for yourself and giving yourself a break, really. So instead of always constantly pushing yourself, you could realise that actually you need to take more breaks than perhaps, you know, another person may. And all these sort of accommodations, you may have sensory issues where you find, you know, light, sounds, textures, smells, really difficult. And now that you know you're autistic, you can find ways around those and be kind to yourself and, you know, lower the lights and limit the time that perhaps you're on screens because the light really bothers you. And just really advocate for yourself and be behind yourself. Look after yourself, because if you don't advocate for yourself and look after yourself, then no one else is going to. And you shouldn't really expect them to. It's got to start from you. So that's really where I am with it. It's nice to be diagnosed. I do understand that I'm very privileged to be diagnosed. I paid privately for this because in the UK the waiting lists are, you know, extremely long and drawn out, and I don't have the patience for that. So that is something that I decided to do, forego other things and have the diagnosis. So that was my choice. Obviously, I know not everyone is in the position to do so, and the NHS is there for you. I know the waiting lists are long, but stick with it because it will happen. And for those of you who may not want to get a formal diagnosis, that's also fine. I mean, I believe self-diagnosis is very valid. Only you know how you feel and what your challenges are. So don't let anyone say you know you're not autistic because you don't have an official medical diagnosis, because that's utter rubbish. I've spent 42 years being autistic with no medical diagnosis. It doesn't make me any less autistic before my diagnosis. I'm more autistic after my diagnosis. But there we go, 42 years old, finally diagnosed as autistic, and there we go. Has life changed? No. Is it going to change? Probably not. But has it made me feel a little bit better and more validated? Yes, it has. So for me, it was worth it. But it is a personal choice. So whichever way you choose to go is totally up to you, and don't let anyone tell you any different. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.